welcome to the special edition of Legal Management Talk. 2023 was an exciting year for LMT, and we wanted to celebrate by compiling some of our favorite moments from this year's episodes. Stay tuned for snippets from our conversations that cover legal ops, mental wellness, AI, and much more. If you want to hear more from these episodes and others, be sure to go to alanet.org/podcast, ALA's YouTube channel, or download episodes wherever you get your podcasts. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get notified every time a new episode drops. On behalf of your hosts, Valerie Danner and myself, and all of ALA, thanks for watching and listening. Have a happy new year, and stay tuned for all new episodes in 2024.
Yeah, so think of legal operations as, oh man, I'm going to use a car reference here. Here we go. As an engine room of a law firm, right? So it's the engine room. It's the one that keeps it going. It makes sure that it's turning forward. It's where we really take that strategic, data-driven approach to managing our resources, because we're trying to, optimize outcomes, reduce spend, boost efficiency. So it's really about treating the legal side of the firm as its own business. And legal administrators, they're the mechanics and the architects of this engine room, right? They're the ones that are navigating the complex legal landscape and working with their various partners or company stakeholders to protect the firm's interests and help it succeed. And that's where I think that legal ops and legal firm administrators can find a lot of the similar attributes and things that make legal operations great, because they are doing it just in a different lens.
AI is going to know more, have access to more data, more examples, and it continuously learning, which a lot of attorneys stop learning because they think they just know enough to do the job. So they stop learning. AI never stops. So it's just going to be the best version of a legal assistant, a legal attorney's assistant to a client at zero or very little cost. So that's the biggest impact on transaction. And if whoever is not ready for it and is not getting in front of it is going to get left behind. In my opinion, in a matter of less than 3 years, 60-70% of transactional law is basically going to be left out there because the AI is going to take over it and do it for it.
When we were talking earlier, you had a great quote from the Berenstain Bears, and I'd like you to share that.
Love this quote. And it's one that I use to talk myself into just about anything that I want to do that I'm fighting with myself for. And it comes from The Great Road Race. In the event that anybody is interested in picking up the book, it goes over, under, around, or through. There isn't any obstacle I can't get through.
I think sometimes we're so paralyzed thinking we're going to say the wrong thing, and it keeps us from saying anything. And I think the moral is just, if you're sensing something's wrong, then check in. It's, it's a kind thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. I think if there were any thoughts that I would want to leave the audience with, or that we could take forward, it would be to shift the conversation and the dialogue about mental health from stigma to support, to this idea that we're all likely going to experience these types of episodes, whether it's, again, a week, a month, a year. There are seasons of our lives that are hard and challenging, and I think many of us simply don't acknowledge them for what they really are, and that is just a mental health challenge, that we're struggling, and we aren't who we generally are. So moving away from making that a stigma to being there's something wrong with you, or you're somehow not capable, or you're not perfect, to how can we help you because we believe in you, we know you, we want you to be your whole person, is hugely important.
What's happening is the synergy we're seeing within the legal community is really starting to move towards an area in which we have to be much more inclusive than we were in the past. The problem is senior management still is a very old school mindset, that of the 80s and 90s business model, that created the idea of profit sharing. And that's what really mattered in the boardroom. What we're seeing now is the boardroom has a chair for empathy, a chair for culture. And this is how the law firm is now being measured by its clients and its potential talent. So when you think about the idea of, am I a woke firm because I'm going to identify Black Lives Matters, or I'm going to identify Black history, or I'm going to celebrate pride, or I'm going to celebrate and elevate the women within our firm? Or do we look at diversity and inclusion as, this is humanity. And when you welcome humanity with open arms, you get a lot more innovation, collaboration, productivity, happier people. And I think even greater business development growth opportunities. So I think that that's really been the trend, and where I've been seeing the opportunities to really talk about how each individual community collectively under the DE&I a charge, that we're all under at the moment, and then add that to the well-being component, which is really percolated to the top. I think it puts a lot of power in the idea of change and how we have to better adapt to these changes so we can create these cultures that attract, retain, and stay relevant.
Many chapters like mine offer study groups. And what I like about joining a study group is it's more of a commitment. You have something that is more organized and structured to get you through this whole study period, because it can be somewhat overwhelming how many reference materials there are and things that you may want to study. And it also affords you the opportunity to maybe have some study buddies, as we call them, to study with. I have just found that to be a successful way. I don't think I would have passed my exam, Justin, if I wasn't in a study group personally.